Should have jumped in this quicker. Where's my agenda? Okay, here we go. Ed, are we doing anything with this on the front end? We're not doing anything with village stuff. We are gonna have a brief work session? I guess after we finish the business meeting, or we're gonna have a work session first?
It's on the agenda. It's like the third item.
Work session, I see, right after that. Okay. Good evening. Welcome to the Monday, August 11th, 2025 business meeting and a short work session. We'll begin with a prayer by the Reverend Gerald Ledbetter.
Let's pray. God, we thank you for the day. We thank you for your goodness and your grace and for the opportunity to serve this city. We thank you for all those who are faithful to this place we call home. And we ask your blessings upon it all in the name of Christ. Amen.
Amen. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to start with a work session, and we're going to discuss the 2025 millage rate, which is in the front of your packet. So we'll call on Ed to give us an introduction here.
Yes, sir. As y'all are aware, I sent you out some information last week. Each year we are required to set the millage rate for city taxes in Troup and Harris County. Of course, the counties determine the values based on the market value and new development in each county. And if the values increase from reassessment, then the city has to consider a rollback, which is something that, again, we do every year, and the city has rolled back the millage rate consistently over the last 20 years, with the exception of 1 year. So this year, the calculation, which is a formula that's provided by the state, is the total net digest for Troup and Harris is $535 million. Total value added from reassessment is $15 million. So the 2024 millage rate is currently 7.852 mils, and the rollback rate is 7.62 mils. So the estimated revenue decrease based on that rollback would be about $158,000. If the council chooses to roll back, then it doesn't require any public hearings or anything like that. We just would roll back and have less revenue. If we do roll back, then we're required to do the 3 public hearings and publicly advertise it as a tax increase, even though it's not necessarily a tax increase on all property. So I just wanted to have the opportunity for the council to talk about that. If if we want to move forward with not rolling back the millage rate, then no need for action after this. It would just be on the council agenda for the August 11th. I'm sorry, September 11th. September 8th meeting. I'll get it right now. Today's the 11th. If we were going to not roll back the rate, then we would need to work in the 2 public hearings and the public notice between now and that meeting.
Okay, any questions, comments? Wishes?
I'll say that well, Kevin, you're newer than me, but I'm the second newest person on this council, and I'm looking here at the previous revenue that we had, and we had an enormous increase in revenues a couple of years ago, and we are falling off of that 100 grand from what it was 2 years ago, and I'm in support of rolling it back as is.
Okay.
opposed to rolling it back. I'm concerned that $160,000 could have a negative impact on public safety between our police department and our fire department. That is a 10%, that rollback amount that we're gonna lose is roughly 10% of our police department's budget. I don't know many organizations that would be able to withstand a 10% reduction with the cost of living at the moment. And less than, it's more than 10% for the fire department. It represents more than that. So I'm torn. If it were up to me, we wouldn't have property taxes, period. But it's not up to me. We've inherited the system that we have. And if we can absorb, not cut, absorb this $160,000 and not lose any jobs over it, no reduction in benefits to anybody, well then I can support the rollback.
Yeah. Were these calculations made with respect to uncertain economic times that we're in, varying job reports, possibly increasing, was any consideration given to that for these figures?
Not for the rollback amount, no, sir. That's calculated from the State Department of Revenue form. That is simply a 3-input calculation that's made on that form. So-
Well, it concerns me, all this economic uncertainty right now, it concerns me in the sense that I'm not sure that any of these figures are right. And I'm thinking that they could be quite different from the projections. And I would be concerned about rolling back at this time with all that uncertainty going on. Because we could have less revenue anyway, whether we kept it the same or what.
It could impact other items in the budget, but not, well, the digest changes daily, really. So the digest numbers are never, what we're talking about today, or this number is probably not the accurate number for today because it's always moving. The new properties in the county, the things that occur with the digest on a daily basis. But there could be things within the budget that change that could reduce revenues in other areas, so that might have an impact on next year's budget. As far as being able to absorb this amount into the budget, that's certainly something that we could look at in the budget cycle, not having to cut any of the department's budgets from an operational standpoint. But certainly not sometimes meeting the needs that we may have for the next budget year, so.
Well, we've got a lot of things going on. We're trying to absorb all this new property. We gotta extend our services to the new we have a lot of things happening. And we're not sure what the economy is gonna do, what's gonna happen as far as our revenues. So I really think that, given all that uncertainty, the best thing would be to at least hold it the same. We did that one time. They claimed that, if you hold it the same, they claim you're raising the taxes, which is not really true, but I would be in favor of doing that one more time since we haven't done it in a long time.
What year was it when we kept it the same?
2007, 2008, somewhere along there.
Not within the last couple of years.
It's been a while.
Almost 20 years. What, 17 or something?
My big concern is, I initially went into this House Bill 581 thinking that it was gonna freeze assessments, and that wasn't correct. All it's doing is freezing homestead properties increased. So the two certainties in life, death and taxes, they're gonna reassess next year up again. And we're going to do the same thing again next year and next year, and I don't see how we can keep dropping and dropping and dropping. You know, I know that the theory is, well, your assessments go up, your income goes up. We need to see what's gonna happen after, you know, we think it's gonna be 158. We could get to the end of the year and it's 58.
That's right.
Or it could be 250.
It could be 258. Let's hope not.
All those projections are just hypothetical.
I don't like, this is just me, it's up to y'all, y'all are the ones gonna be voting on this, staying exactly the same. I'd like to see you decrease it just a little bit. Still an increase, it'd still be an increase. But instead of, you know, we were at 7.852 last time, go to 7.8,
Well, whether we-
7.825.
whether we
Something, so
hold
we're
it-
decreasing it, but we're not decreasing it what the state says because we're unsure what they did to us.
Whether we hold it the same or whether we decrease it, we have to have the hearings.
We'd still have to have the
That's right.
hearings, but you just still decrease it just a little bit.
How much?
Well, again, it's up to y'all, but I'm just saying, just a smidgen.
Well, we don't have any figures on that.
You don't, well, it was 7.852 before, you go to 7.825. It's,
And what amount would that be?
what amount would that be? That would be, can't do that
I'm
math.
looking at Ed.
Well-
Point two is 158,000.
Again, we didn't calculate anything because if.
Is that putting lipstick on a pig?
It's about 10%. It's about 10% if I'm doing the math in my head right.
I mean, why? We don't know what these numbers are going to be anyway. So why do that?
Why do that? Because you're number one, you're advertising and having 3 hearings that we're gonna keep, we're not doing as big a decrease. Okay, you've gotta explain why you're not rolling the millage rate back if people show up for the hearing.
Well, that's the thing. We could announce staying the same, we could have the hearings, and if we, depending on what feedback we get from the hearings, we can reconsider. We're not locked in to keeping it the same, but we could consider keeping it the same.
You could do 0.002, Joe. And instead of saying, we're staying the same, you're saying we're just doing a smaller decrease.
But
I just think
that's inconsequential, I think.
it's just the sound of it.
Well,
It just
it'll have
hurts
to
my
be-
feelings.
Well, you can say it real softly, Steve.
Well, you-
It would sound less threatening if you
Yeah.
said it
Doesn't
real
it kind of
softly.
hurt your mouth just a little bit to say, we're gonna keep the taxes
The same.
yet we're increasing taxes? That's the most absurd thing I have ever.
I know, the
heard in
whole
my
thing-
life. It's
The whole
crazy.
thing is just not correct,
Right.
so.
There's a lot of insane things in government, this is one of them right here, completely nuts.
It's not really honest, but.
It's not honest at all. And I think we should declare it not being honest. It is not honest. If we don't increase taxes, we don't increase taxes. If we cut taxes, we cut taxes. It's that simple. And, you know, I do think most of the people in our community would love it if we cut taxes, but those same people are gonna say, we want a swimming pool, and we want the potholes fixed on Avenue C, and we want this, and we want that, and they get very mad at us when we don't provide those things. So,
They're gonna say that if we lower the taxes 0.0002%. They're gonna say that, so why not just keep it the same? Which would be more honest, I think.
It's up to y'all.
If you're, again, certainly not setting the rate tonight, this is just a discussion. today.
Right.
If.
We're not even settling it till we settle it.
Right, if there is any, if the council wants to move forward with that, with a discussion about the amount at the September 8th meeting, then we need to advertise the tax increase and have the 3 public hearings. We need to go ahead and do that, and as Councilmember Down said, at that meeting, you could vote to roll it back. But we wouldn't be able to not roll it back unless we do the advertising and the public hearings.
Well, yeah.
Go into what the state says.
Well, at least you could prepare some figures on what different percentages would look like.
Right.
You would have time to prepare a little bit more information. So since we don't really have complete information, I don't think we can make that decision. We need to go ahead and say we're gonna have hearings, because that's what's gonna be required.
And also keep in mind, if you left the tax the same, if you kept the same millage rate, that wouldn't be a tax increase, except for those that were reassessed.
Not as.
That aren't homestead properties. Because now with the new homestead exemption, all those homeowner occupied properties will get the exemption for that portion, that reassessed portion from 44 to 45. So, there would, the only ones that would be paying more in tax, if you kept the millage rate the same, would be those that were reassessed for commercial, retail, or industrial properties. Rental properties, but not homestead properties.
But everybody else will stay basically the same, right?
It would be, it'd be exactly the same.
We'll just really have to, I guess, inform people or
And
educate
clarify it, you know.
That's right.
Because they'll hear increase and think increase, but it really is not fair
Yep.
about it.
That's, the state requires us to advertise it that way as a tax increase.
Can we secede from Georgia, join Alabama, start a war or something?
Yeah, we need to advertise, in our advertisement, we have to put the tentative millage rate, so I would assume we just put the current millage rate in there. Because if you roll back in, you'd be lower than that.
So we'll wait till, okay.
And at the end of the day, we could, if we decide we're rolling it back, we can do so after having it.
Right, we gotta have more information to even consider rolling it back at this point.
The community says we'd rather have it roll back than those potholes filled. It's just,
Joel, this is one of your first roundups with this, so.
All right, anybody else? If not, we're gonna close the work session and call the business meeting to order. You have the minutes in your packet from the June 9th business meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? You also have the June financial report in your information packet. Do I hear a motion to approve the financial report? Motion, we have a second. Jerry made the motion. Who makes the second?
I'll second.
2 seconds.
2 seconds.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right, I'm gonna review the agenda. Tonight, we have a surplus city vehicle to vote on. We're gonna auction off. And we have the SPOS 5 recreation allocation. Those are the only 2 items we have. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda? A second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, first item, surplus city vehicle. Who would like to take it?
I'll take it.
I'll make the motion to the surplus city equipment. A 2008 John Deere excavator 35D that's no longer in service. The vehicle will be placed on the government surplus auction, governmentdeal.com for auction.
Okay. Joel Finley made the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we have the SPOS 5 recreation allocation. Who would like to take that?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to allocate the remaining SPOS 5 Troop County funds as follows. Aquatic project, 1.5 million, soccer field, 600,000, recreation improvements, 400,000, park improvements, 500,000, for a total of 3 million. The mayor and city council may amend the allocation of funds as long as they are spent for parks and recreation.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Okay.
We're using all of our SPOS dollars for recreation. Is that what I just read?
Because that's what we voted in SPOS 5.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, we did not vote to do that in 6.
Just wanted to make sure that we all know that we're spending every bit of our SPOS dollars on recreation.
What else did we put in there in SPOS 5 before, besides recreation that we could have?
Roads, it was all roads and parks and recreation. And we've already done the paving project.
I'm in favor of it. I just wish that
Okay.
the other government around here would
Step up.
participate too.
Step up. Yep, all righty. Well, we got a motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That carries too. Okay, we have any announcements?
The
Sign up.
National Night Out.
National Night Out, yes, has been moved to the 29th. The banners will reflect that shortly. What else? Anything? All right, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Joe makes a motion to adjourn. Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
That was that. Okay. Good night. Let's go home and eat dinner.